last, I would say.
So in college you were not out of.
No, I came out.
Yes?
Yeah, I came out with my close friends. So in university I was out, but then going into the workplace, I think I wasn't as comfortable coming out. I never, would never talk about my relationships with people or with women. So you would tend to say, I went out with my friend to the movies, those types of things. You would hide who you are. Today, I'm very fortunate that I work for IBM, and specifically my role, it's a diversity, LGBT, global business development executive. So when I told my mother I got this job, I only joined IBM about 3 months ago. She says, well, tell me about your new job. And she says, do you like it? I go, yeah. She goes, well, why did they hire you? Why did they pick you? And I said, oh, it's because I'm gay. And she goes, oh, there had to be other reasons why they hired you. I go, no, it's because I'm gay. And she goes, no, there had to be other reasons, like you're good at what you do. So it was kind of fun, but it's true. Like I get to say the gay word 100 times a day.
So let's don't go for IBM. First, before IBM, where did you work?
I worked at Deloitte & Touche for 13 years. Deloitte, yeah. I worked there for 13 years as a management consultant. I led the advanced analytics practice for Deloitte in Canada. Had a great career there. Had an opportunity to work around the world, experience new things, and had a great experience. And then about a year ago, someone that I know, who's an executive at IBM, who's a lesbian, we met each other through a group called Out on Bay Street, and they were hosting the first women's initiative, and they had a panel discussion on what it's like to be a woman and a lesbian in the workplace. And I moderated the panel, and she was one of the panel members. And so that's how we got to know each other. And she said, you might be interested in this role, Connie. What do you think? I said, wow, this looks really exciting. And it was allowed me to be a great management consultant, do business development, as well as be gay. And so I felt that I could bring all of who I am to this role. So when I wrote my resume, I could say, I was a global management consultant, had a successful career, I was successful around developing business, and I'd been involved in the LGBT community for 25 years. And that was important. Yeah.
Two things before paradise.
Yeah, paradise. Well, okay.
Yeah, the idea that do you, in any place, at work or something, did you have been discriminated? I mean, do you have any problems because you were lesbian? I don't know, in Canada or in another country.
Yeah. No, not personally. Like, I never had anything that was directly at me. At the same time, I probably self-censored myself. I probably wasn't as out as I could be, as I am out today. So I probably didn't share as much about myself. I didn't lie, but I didn't necessarily tell the whole story about who I am in the workplace. So I think it prevented me from building relationships with my colleagues, and they probably didn't trust me as much. And so I think it probably limited my career because of my own inability to be out, or my own comfort level. And now I'm seeing a difference that I'm out. People feel more comfortable with me in the workplace, and they trust me more. And I think that's the important thing. It's about building trust in relationships. So if people are not sure, like, are you telling me the truth? Why are you not telling me about your personal life? Or you're not as comfortable and open, it prevents people from building relationships with you. And business is all about relationships. And in order to be successful, it's about the power of your relationships and the strength of your relationships. And I think when gay people are not as open, it prevents, well, in North America, it prevents them from being as successful as they can be. And so now that I'm far more open and comfortable in who I am at work, I'm actually becoming more successful, which has been great. Like, I just feel so much more relaxed. And it made me realize how much tension I was holding in my body to protect myself from something that wasn't necessarily necessary.
Sorry if I am a little obsessed, but are you married? Do you have a girlfriend? I don't know. I like to know.
No, I'm single right now. I'm single, and I guess for me that's by choice. For me, I'm very happy in my life, and in order for me to be with someone, it has to be someone that adds to my life. So that's where I'm at right now. So yeah, but I'm open to dating. Okay, there you go.
So you are right now in the IBM. You are specifically doing LGBT things. You are not doing anything else.
Yeah, so my role is specifically LGBT Global Business Development Executive. It's about basically, and the program's existed for about 10 years at IBM. I'm focusing on the...
How it's named, the program?
The program, it's called the LGBT Diversity Business Development Program. It's a global business development program.
Okay.
So it's the LGBT Global Business Development, Diversity Global Business Development Program. It's existed for about 10 years at IBM. And it's all about engaging with new decision makers that we wouldn't have access to that are LGBT in the workplace, and developing business through sharing best practices of IBM on LGBT and diversity with other organizations, and basically having a conversation with them about the importance of diversity and LGBT in the workplace, be it around having a more effective workforce, attraction and retention of top talent, connecting with your clients, having the right kind of vendors that you do business with that are also LGBT positive. And so it's about creating that whole climate where diversity and LGBT is seen as something as a positive thing, and that we're looking at diversity of thought. So we want people that bring new ideas to our organization, and for us it's a competitive advantage. We want people that have different experiences, different points of view, provide different perspectives, bring a whole new network of people and relationships to the organization, and that way make us more successful. We think it's a competitive advantage and a way of strengthening our position in the marketplace.
So you can say IBM totally is gay friendly? They do not.
Yeah, since 1984, IBM has had a policy around including sexual orientation in our non-discrimination policy program. So 1984, that's a long time ago, where IBM globally was saying that it's not okay to discriminate against someone who's gay. And we have a history of having an open and tolerant organization and accepting environment where people can be who they are and we respect difference. So in fact, the CEO in 1953 issued what we call policy number 4, which said that IBM would not discriminate against anyone based on race, color, or creed globally. That was in 1953. So we have a history of respect of the individual, regardless of who they are and what their differences are. And so LGBT is one of them.
You don't have any problems?
Personally?
No, personally. Like at IBM, I don't know, like people that it's discriminating other employees or something.
Well, basically it's not tolerated. So we have a policy. So if someone does say a joke, we can have a conversation about that. So if someone says an LGBT joke or a joke about women or people with disability.
Function? I mean, I said a joke, how does it function? Does the other employee have to send a mail? How is?
Well, I think you work on a personal level. So if you say a joke about me, for example, then I say, you know what, that's not okay in IBM. And I have that right to say that. I say within the walls of IBM, you can't say these things about me. And I hope, and the person knows that that is not acceptable behavior in IBM. And they know if they don't change their behavior, then there's steps that can be taken to address it.
So there's a punishment?
I think it's more about education too. So you say, first you start off by saying, okay, you know.
And if not?
Well, then you say, this may not be the right environment for it, right? So I think these are the things that you have to have a conversation about. So you say to them, you know, in IBM, this is not acceptable
So you
behavior.
can be fired if you're against gay people?
I don't know. I don't know personally. I think there's probably certain steps that can be taken. That if you don't change your behavior, then there's.
You don't have any examples?
I don't personally know. No, I've only joined IBM 3 months ago, so I don't know of anyone that had that situation. Most of the people that join IBM know that these are policies. These are our policies, and it's about education. So even when I talk about my role within IBM, some people say, so they don't know what LGBT stands for. I tell them what it stands for, they go, okay. So that's been my personal experience, where it's about education, and then once they understand the role and the importance of our program, they go, okay, I get it.
So if it's my first